Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm not sure if this is a second half or a bonus or what we even are going to label it as. It's a very strange case that I want you guys to be aware of. There are a lot of red flags in this case. When I first read about it last night, I kind of sat here and I hemmed and hawed about possibly sharing it. And then I woke up this morning, got an email, and then read a new news article about it. But before we go any further, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman, Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It does not cost you a cent. Click that like button, takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon, and folks, please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all of these things, they do help this channel to continue to grow and go, and yes, they honestly matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump into this, whatever we're going to call it, but we're going to check it out. Shall we? All right, so the case that I kind of want to share with you, there's a lot of red flags, and you're going to see why. Once again, I'm not saying this is Dogman related, Bigfoot related. I'm just sharing it with you because there's a lot of red flags. This article is from the 11th of October. San Diego. The search continues for an Ocean Beach woman who disappeared during a camping trip in Arizona. It's unbearable. You can't imagine how to get through the next minute or hour until you hear something, said Janet Grimm. It's a terrifying feeling, said Stephen Grimm. A worried father and mother are waiting for a word after the disappearance of their daughter. Recently, 32-year-old Ocean Beach resident Chelsea Grimm set off to drive cross-country to Connecticut for a wedding and visit her parents. Several days into the trip, Chelsea texted her parents. She told us she probably wasn't going to make it to the wedding and she was going to stay in Arizona for a while and do some camping, said Janet. After several days of not hearing from Chelsea, her parents reported her missing last Wednesday. It's not her usual behavior pattern, said Janet. The next day, hunters found her 2019 white Ford Escape on a Forest Service road near Ash Fork, Arizona, west of Flagstaff. The SUV had 2 flat tires. No phone, keys, or wallet inside the SUV, but there was a camera. The Grimms say they were led to believe by law enforcement a selfie in the camera roll was taken after her vehicle broke down. In the photo, she is wearing a purple top. Another photo shows her wearing a recent mask. She's traveling with her pet bearded dragon. For the past week, search and rescue teams have performed a grid search, people searching dogs, ATVs. The second day, they put up a helicopter so they could broaden the search range, said Janet. Not knowing where she is devastating. It's paralyzing, feels surreal. Deputies say no foul play is suspect. As her parents wait for news, they hold on to hope. Chelsea has a graduate degree in social work from NYU, is an experienced camper. She was on the road. It's possible she got a ride out of there. That gives us some hope. The fact that she's experienced obviously gives us some hope, said Stephen. Temperatures in the past week have ranged from 80s during the day to 40s and 50s at night. Anyone with information on this case is asked to call Coconino County Sheriff's Department at 928-774-4523. Now, if Coconino sounds familiar to you, I had mentioned the Coconino Sheriff's Department a couple of days ago when talking about the truck driver, Devin Williams. He was the one that the park ranger or federal forest ranger reached out to me and said, hey, what the news and the media and everybody are saying isn't true, Jeff. Let me share with you what took place. Anyway, this is the newest news article. This is from yesterday, the 13th, roughly 15 hours ago. Phoenix, 3TV, CBS 5. New body camera video shows the moment a missing San Diego woman talks to a police officer in Williams, Arizona, just 2 days before she was last seen again. Now, the Coconino County Sheriff's Office is working with Chelsea Grimm's family and friends on any tips or leads that come in because it's been 2 weeks since she seemingly vanished. How are you doing? The officer asks Grimm in the body camera footage. I'm okay. How are you? Grimm responds. The new body camera video shows a Williams police officer contacting 32-year-old Chelsea Grimm days before her car was found on a remote road without her in it. In the video, the officer said they got a call for a suspicious activity near a cemetery in Williams, and he came to check on her. Grimm appears upset and explains she was working on a photography project. Are you doing all right? The officer asks. Yeah, I'm just doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers, and I got a little emotional. So I was crying before I got back on the road, Grimm said. Her disappearance days after this video was recorded was both family and authorities confused, searching high and low for tips as to where she went. Here's what we know so far. Grimm planned to drive from her home in San Diego to Connecticut to meet her family for a wedding, but she told her family she was stopping to camp in Arizona instead. Investigators know on September 27th she met a friend in Phoenix and then canceled lunch with that friend the next day. On September 28th, she surfaces in Williams, Arizona, and has a conversation with the police officer telling him she's planning to camp nearby. Yeah, if it's okay with you, I'll hang out here for like 15-20 minutes and then head on the road. That would be my plan, I think, Grimm tells the officer. Do you have a hotel around here? Asks the officer. I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet. I didn't plan to be here until sunset, Grimm says. The yellow lights up there, the Loves. It's a trucker stop in the gas station area. You can sleep there. Nobody will bother you, the officer says. Awesome. Yeah, love that, Grimm replied. The sheriff's office said on September 30th a woodcutter in the area near Ashfork, Arizona, saw Grimm camping in her car, talk to her, and she said that she was okay. But that was the last known contact she had with anyone. We are trying our best to hold on positive outcome scenarios and put our faith in authorities, her father, Stephen Grimm, told Arizona's family. On October 4th, her parents reported her missing. On October 5th, hunters in the same rural area found her abandoned Ford Escape in the middle of a dirt road with flat tires on the right side. It was locked. Many of her belongings were found inside, but there was no trace of her. And all cell phone and credit card activity has since stopped. Coconino County Sheriff's Office said while they do not suspect foul play at this point, they're trying to figure out if she got in another vehicle or hiked out. Either way, by the time they began investigating her disappearance, it had already been 5 days since the last time anyone saw her alive. The sheriff's office said they are actively working with family and friends on any tips and leads. She also has her pet bearded dragon. That is a good identifying factor and a possible clue to where her whereabouts if found. If you have any information on Chelsea Grimm, please call Coconino County Sheriff's Office. Red flags? Anyone? So I pulled up the map of where they found Chelsea's car, and it is somewhere in the Coconino National Forest. Then I pulled up another map asking distance between Coconino to Tonto, and it's literally right above each other. If you type it in, it'll say 1 minute via Arizona 260, East Arizona 87 South. Here's the red flags. Now, at first when I read the article, I was like, wait, lost soldiers? Is she talking about paranormal? And then I was like, no. Lost soldiers. And, soldiers, unnamed soldiers that are buried there. Red flags for me. She'd been missing for 2 weeks. If she got a ride out of that area, wouldn't she notify someone in 2 weeks? Wouldn't she notify her parents in 2 weeks? She'd call them at least. She left her cell phone in her car. That is very strange for now day and age. No one's cell phone is far from them. It's just not something that anyone does anymore. It's become a part of people's lives, a huge part of people's lives. Or hiked out. Well, for me, I have 3 snakes and a lizard. And I also don't live in a desert. I live in upstate New York. But I know deserts get very cold at nighttime. I would not bring one of my reptiles with me hiking out of a deserted area. It only gets to like 40 degrees. 80, 90 in the day, 40 degrees at night. Tires are flat. There's just a lot of weird stuff about it. And I'm not saying Dogman. I'm not saying Bigfoot. I'm not saying feral human. But I know all 3, well, 2 of the 3, I can honestly say I've heard, are willing to ambush people. One being feral humans and one being Dogman. I don't know about Bigfoot, but I wouldn't put it past Bigfoot. Guys, there's just a lot of weird things that do not make sense. And to have, you've seen your friend, you see this person, you've seen the police officer, you see this, you've seen that, and then you just vanish the second you get to a rural dirt road and leave your phone. If any of this makes sense to you, or you can see that there isn't any red flags, let me know, because I see them. And I'm not saying Dogman, Bigfoot, anything. I'm just sharing this because it's pretty weird. And I truly do hope they find, this family finds their daughter. Because, 32 years old, parents still, it's no matter the age, when you're a parent, you always worry about your child, My parents are 70 something years old and still worry about me. Anyway, I will keep updates going on this if there are any, but I just find it very strange that we're just talking about Tonto National Forest, Coconino, sheriff department, and then boop, this pops up. Are there dogmen running wild through these national forests? I do believe so. I believe they run through all these national forests, and they don't necessarily stay in one place. But if there's feral humans, I feel like they do stay in one place. I feel like they more or less stay in a secluded area away from everything. But I'm not saying either. I'm not. So please don't think I am. I'm just sharing this with you guys. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of middle of the day bonus, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, if you happen to see, if you are in Arizona in this area and you happen to see a young woman with a bearded dragon, please contact Coconino Sheriff's Department. Guys, thank you for supporting this channel. You are what makes this channel so special and what continues to make it grow and go. With that, please stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. Obviously, anything can happen at any given time. Keep an eye on our children. Children of the world are our most precious commodity. Our pets, our family, and friends. Share a little bit of information that we share here with each other on a daily basis with those that you love, and it may just save their life someday. God bless you all, and I will see you all hopefully at 12 a.m. for our live stream.